Hello, everybody. This is Jonathan from the Bingo Bongo podcast. I'm Bingo.
And I'm... Fuck you. I'm Bingo. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm Bingo. We went over this shit.
Dang.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bingo Bongo podcast. I'm Bingo.
And I'm Bongo.
There we go. Jonathan, also known from the Thoroughchurro 1-2. It is 1-2?
Yeah. I think it's 1-2.
That's what you think. Everyone else thinks it's Thoroughchurro 12.
Yeah.
YouTube channel where this may or may not probably will be posted.
I want to post it on the Thoroughchurro channel because people at least know of it.
I don't. It's not like I haven't used my YouTube channel in years.
Yeah,
it's all probably Minecraft videos.
Yes. Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing good on there.
So this is, I think, the first time. This is the first time I've ever done a podcast. So I do not know.
This is my second.
This is your second time.
I'm
doing
Ashton,
a podcast?
by the way. I'm not. My Bingo's just my colloquial term.
Persona.
One of my personas.
Okay.
You can call me Ashton.
Ashton.
Nice to meet you. Here.
Nice to meet you.
Get that. Hold on.
That's us handshaking into the camera.
We're handshaking.
Not camera.
Damn.
So I've never done a podcast, so this is different. A lot of my YouTube channel stuff is heavily scripted.
Yes.
Because I like forming my opinions very eloquently.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts. Yeah.
Same thing.
And I also tend to bibble babble.
Mm-hmm.
I stutter a lot.
Yeah.
So this free flowing form is going to be very difficult.
It's new, but it's more. There's a lot more freedom to it. For example, you and I have really good conversations. We have entertaining conversations, and that sort of natural flow of a conversation can be really entertaining that's why people who are listening listen to podcasts. They like that sort of even flow.
Even flow.
Even flow. Maybe I'll talk about that one.
Sure. But to start off,
yes.
Welcome to whoever is watching to the podcast. This is episode 1.
Yes, and if you didn't know what the Bingo Bongo podcast is about, you're wondering what the fuck are these... Sorry.
You can swear.
What the hell are these guys?
You can say fuck.
What the bitch are these guys talking about? The Bingo Bongo podcast is concerned with media. Mostly music and movie media, but other things too.
Yeah, bingo is music.
Yes.
Bongo is movie.
That's exactly right.
I think that's a good way to describe it.
Really, this stems from just a big part of John and I's friendship is just because... I can call you John, right?
Yeah,
They know you call John?
I don't care.
It's because I'm the music guy, he's the movie guy, so he'll yap at me about movies, and I pretend that I understand what he's talking about. And I yap at him about music, and
I sometimes listen.
Pretends that he knows what I'm talking about, too.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a loud noise real quick.
Yeah.
This thing's fucked. Okay. But yeah, we're just two dudes chilling.
In a hot tub.
5
feet. We're pretty close.
We're not 5 feet apart.
Yeah. We're right next to each other.
But
talking into the mic.
Yeah, all I really want out of this podcast is pretty much just
$1 million.
Sure.
It'd be nice.
Thousands of sponsors.
Yeah.
And
we're not getting that though.
Yeah. No, I just want to talk about music, movies, and just art.
And yo-yos.
And yo-yo and just bullshit. That's another thing. It's the art is very important, but the bullshit is just as important, right?
Yeah.
So I want to talk about random dumb stuff. You know?
Yeah, well, first of all, to start off the episode, because I pretty much just got here a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
How am I doing? Pretty good. I woke up pretty early. Yesterday or the day before, I woke up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Because I was feeling like shit.
Yeah.
Not just mentally, but physically. Because I think I drank a lot of energy drinks from the night before.
Yeah.
And I just crashed out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm kind of not doing that. And I just drank an energy drink earlier, so I'm going to crash out later.
Fucking hell, man.
So that's my cycle. It's just crashing out from energy drinks. It's not healthy.
It's not good.
It's terrible, actually. Other than that, hold up.
What? You looking for it?
Mario, there's a green thingy. I'm going to squish it. Thank you. Okay. But other than that, I'm feeling good. I've been playing some of my games. Schedule 1 is the game I've been playing.
The drug game.
I want to make an episode. I maybe want to make a YouTube video.
Oh yeah,
on my gaming channel.
We have Mariana in it.
Maybe.
It'd be cool.
Who knows?
That's our producer.
Yeah, Mariana is the podcast producer. She set up the Sennheisers. She set up the editing software.
She's in the back doing some production bullshit right now.
Yeah,
she's building some stuff.
She's making sure she's troubleshooting in the back.
Yeah, we got her.
So we got that. We got her
supervising.
Yep, $0 too. Intern, pretty much. What's up?
Ask me how I'm doing.
How are you doing, Ashton?
I'm doing okay. I'm kind of tired.
You're kind of tired?
No.
You had a long day today, right?
Kind of tired.
Okay.
Ask me why I'm tired.
Why are you tired?
Because I was doing the fucking pogo stick at the thrift store earlier. That's goddamn right. I did like 10 pogos at the thrift store.
You had okay.
I was pogoing. You know what a pogo stick is?
Yeah. Why?
They had a pogo stick at the thrift store, and I wanted to see.
You in the building?
Yes, I was in the building. I didn't
Brother.
buy it. And dude, it was kind of hard to pogo because I'm a heavy adult man. I'm not heavy, but I'm like larger than one child.
Yeah.
It's a child's pogo stick.
Bruh.
And it was, my friends and I all tried it, and it was like tough to get even one bounce. But dude, I shit you not, I got like 10 bounces.
Did you do that thing where you pogoed and then you do like a flip with the?
I did nothing like that.
That's cool though.
Pogo, pogo, pogo. Speaking of pogo, 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 have you ever listened to the song "Bounce" by System of a Down?
Bounce.
Is
it from their Toxicity album?
It is.
I probably have heard it then.
They use Serge in that song. The lead singer of System of a Down being Serge Tankian uses pogo sticks as a euphemism for sex. Like he says, bounce.
I think I remember that.
It's a really good song.
That's my favorite album from System of a Down.
It's my favorite too.
Probably. But sharpen up the load.
Mm-hmm. What? Sharpen up the load? What does that mean?
To sharpen up the thing.
Will you sharpen up my load?
Maybe later.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Fuck.
What the fuck, man?
I'm all distraught
to
now.
swallow up my load.
To swallow the load now. Let's segue. Speaking of art, System of a Down. Good one.
System of a Down.
Let's talk about art, music,
genius,
movies. Not just art, but my favorite form of art.
Oh,
physical media.
Physical media. You want to talk about physical media?
Yes.
Why don't you start? Because I have more to say than you.
I have been an advocate. I think like most nerds like me, I'm an advocate of physical media.
Yeah.
Especially with movies, because not only do they just look better, like than a streaming service.
Oh yes, definitely.
But like the packaging, sometimes I'm gonna be so for real. The smell of the case, like,
I get that.
It's interesting. Like,
there's all sorts of sensations.
There's sorts of
physical, oral, olfactory, like lots of stuff going on.
Oral, like mouth.
You don't ever open up like a record. You
lick a record.
Sometimes I think about it.
Have you done that?
I don't want to say that.
Okay, we don't have to. I've never looked at a DVD or anything like that.
I've licked things.
Cool.
Move on. We're moving on.
Moving on. But I wanted to talk about physical media in our collection, right?
Oh, definitely.
Because I made a collection, a Blu-ray collection video on my channel a long time ago, like about a year ago. And it's grown, like doubled since then.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to say. And I just love collecting. I've been collecting 4Ks. That's like my thing now. Because I got a 4K Blu-ray player. I got a 4K TV now. Like
4K, if you don't know, is just a step above Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's just more pixels, more resolution.
More pixels.
The higher dynamic.
Starring Adam Sandler.
Pixels, yeah.
Yeah. And what's the guy that does Paul Blart?
Kevin
James. Kevin James is
Kevin
in Pixels,
fucking
I think.
James. Yeah.
Isn't he in Pixels?
I think so. All the
Doesn't
fucking
matter.
dudes
all
are
the
in
fucking
Pixels.
dudes.
Fuck them, those people.
Our producer, Mariana, really likes Kevin James.
Do you like Pixels?
She doesn't. Do you know that movie?
Yeah.
Do you like Pixels?
It's fine. I don't love Kevin James.
She said
she loves Kevin James.
She said
she loves him.
I like Paul Blart. Not Kevin James, but Paul Blart.
Paul Blart, we could do a whole episode on.
I like Paul Blart.
Another time.
Another time, we'll do an episode on Paul Blart, because there's a lot to say.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know what else to say about physical media. I mean,
we're looking at John's bookshelf full of movies right now.
Yeah.
It's a rotating bookshelf.
It's dope.
We have 200 probably.
I have 370.
Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's a lot of, in terms of movies, it's gone a lot simpler, right? Nowadays, when you think of movies and physical media, you're thinking of 4Ks, you're thinking of Blu-rays, which are all just like versions of the DVD. Okay, I mean, and there were other versions, physical media of like VHSs, for example.
VHSs, laser
were
discs.
A form of laser disc. If you don't know what VHSs, it's like there's no explaining it. You either know or you don't know. It's like a tape you used to stick in your machine.
I think most people know what VHSs are.
No, they don't. You would be people in our generation. A lot of them don't. A lot of them do, but most of you probably know. Most of the audience probably knows.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Just look it up.
Yeah, no, 100%. I used to have the Star Wars VHSs because of my parents.
That's cool. I think I did too.
The thing about Star Wars, is that they've been re-edited like 1,000 times.
Fucking George Lucas edits.
Yeah,
with the CGI.
Yeah, with the CGI and all that shit.
Take on that.
It makes the film a lot more messy, I think. I don't love Star Wars, but the first one, it's messier because of it. The VHSs, though, didn't have any of that shit.
Oh, yeah?
It was just the normal movie.
Yeah, it's like hard to get that now.
Yeah, there's no like DVD, Blu-ray, or any of that. It's all just the Lucas edition.
If you don't know what a picture disc is, by the way, it's just basically it was the precursor to not the VHS, but the precursor to CDs or to DVDs, because it was like a record. If you know what all of you know what vinyl records are, but it was like a vinyl record that used a special kind of printing and would play a movie basically, which is pretty incredible. But then again, I mean, a lot of the ways in which that we watch movies are based on the ways, because to watch movies have sound. You have to figure that out first of all. Yeah. That's why like VHS came from cassette tapes. Laserdisc came from vinyl records or phonograph records. Yeah. DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks all come from CDs, first of all. Isn't that kind of interesting? Yeah. I mean, in terms of like physical media and like music, for example, my collection has also probably doubled in the past year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's gotten a lot bigger, and you've seen a lot of it. Yeah. I have about 800 items in my collection. Let's see, 200 of those are CDs, 200 of those are cassette tapes. Yeah. I think maybe almost 400 are records, and I have a lot of other little things too. Because I have some other miscellaneous things, like a Doctor Who audio thing on vinyl, which is kind of cool. I don't have anything on 8-track. That's one thing you won't hear a lot about on the Bingo Bongo podcast. 8-track was the precursor to certainly because basically what it goes is we had phonograph records way back in the day, but they were made on like shellac and other kind of shitty materials. And then when you're thinking about like the 50s and 60s, basically, is when you started to see vinyl records become more popular. And into the late 60s, 70s, it was 8-track. Which, if you don't know, was like the precursor to cassette, and they're like not great. You don't see those a lot anymore.
Yeah, it's almost like old ass 16mm cameras. Yeah, those like home cameras. But
you ever find a home camera in your parents' like closet or under the bed? Don't.
Have you?
No, I'm just saying if you ever do, this is a warning.
Warning to anybody: don't look under your parents' bed.
Don't look at what they recorded.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is... Sorry. You're fine. What I was gonna say is, what's interesting about our collection, mine is just DVD... I have no DVDs. I do have a DVDs.
You got DVDs.
But fuck DVDs. Blu-rays or 4Ks. Yeah. Yours is like more...
diverse?
Intricate, I would say. Because you have the cassettes, you have the records, or the vinyls.
Records.
And you have the CDs.
You would say records.
Yeah. It's like there's more to your collection. Mine is based off of like quality. I want the best quality type to experience the movie. Well, yours, it's almost like a novelty, kind of.
I want good quality sounding music too.
Yeah, but you can get like the same. I think you have some similar records all on different formats.
Some of my favorite albums I have on like vinyl, cassette, CD. For example, Fiona Apple's second album, released in 1992. When the pawn hits the conflicts, he thinks like a king. What he knows to the blows when he goes to the fight, and to win the whole thing before he enters the ring. There's nobody about him. Your mind is your might. So when you go solo, you hold your own hand and remember that depth is greater of the heights. And if you know where you stand, then you know where to land. And if you fall, it won't matter because you know they're right. It's a really good album. My favorite by her.
Fuck.
Definitely. And I have it on vinyl, cassette, and CD.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's the whole album name too.
That's the name of the album.
That's wild.
It's a really good album. If you haven't listened to it, you know what? That's my album recommendation for the day.
You're not supposed to spoil it in the beginning.
I'll tell you later. You know what? It's not.
Never mind. Fuck that. Scratch that.
You should listen to it, though.
I'll listen to it. And... fuck!
I fucked you up, bro.
You fucked me up.
I rambled on for too long.
What's interesting is... words, you talk.
So, it is kind of nice to have things in different mediums. Usually, you would say things on vinyl sound the best, generally speaking, but CDs don't sound terrible. For example, on a scale of 1 to 5, vinyl records are like a 5 out of sounding good. CDs are like a 4. Like, they don't sound bad by any means, but they're not going to sound crazy good. And cassettes can be a 4. They can sound pretty good. Usually, they're like a 2 or a 3, though. Yeah. Cassettes, for me, are more about... Because I do CDs, cassettes, and records. Basically, the way I split it up in my mind is, generally speaking, the records are for when I'm at home. The cassettes are when I'm out and about, like when I skateboard or when I walk around and stuff. The CDs are usually for in my car, although sometimes I listen to CDs in my home.
Yeah.
And that's part of the, I guess you would call that novelty. The novelty of the physical music is I don't really listen to, I don't use Spotify. You don't use those sorts of things. Very often, sometimes I have music on my phone, but usually it's nice to be able to just stick a little thing in a little hole, like with me and your mother.
Bro.
I can't say that. She's in the house.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
Cut that.
Anyways,
You gotta cut that.
Geez. First cut of the night?
Yeah.
Probably not the first. There's probably gonna be a few. But what were you saying? You like sticking things into holes. Yeah, it's fun. Like my Blu-ray player. I don't really stick it into a hole. The hole comes out, and then I put
the hole comes out for my CD player too.
Yeah, and then you just put it in that, and then it goes back in. It's like a little goblin asking for something, and then you give it.
Can I please have the movie, please?
Yeah, and then
I take care of it. Yes.
yeah, it's pretty much that. Or my Blu-ray player is a goblin, pretty much.
Goblin D's nuts.
Sure. What I was gonna say earlier that I fucked up royally.
Say it.
Was the movie recommendation and the album recommendation. Were we both gonna, like, the movie recommendation I have, were you gonna watch it? Because I wasn't expecting you to watch it.
No.
I was expecting the audience to watch it.
It's for the audience.
Like,
I was saying, I looked you in the eye and I said, listen to this album, but I was talking to the audience.
Yeah. I would say for the audience, you listen to it. I'm not gonna listen to the whole album. I got shit to do.
I'm not gonna watch this movie.
Yeah.
If it comes up, I'll watch it.
I love how professional we are. We don't take our job seriously right now.
I'm taking this seriously. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, you're like, fuck that.
I don't have time to, like, call my sister. Like, I don't have time to watch it. Once a week, I'm going to watch a new movie? I don't think so.
I don't think we're going to make these videos once a week.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're going to probably make them once every other week.
Whenever. Yeah, it's fine.
Whenever we can. But what I was going to say is, yes.
Yes. You know what? I've been meaning to ask you something.
What's up?
Can you tell me about some interesting movies you've seen lately that you want to discuss?
Interesting movies? Bro, to be honest, April, I've only watched like 4 movies.
And one of them sucked.
I think 2 of them sucked.
2 of them were really good.
No.
Oh.
I've only seen like... Alright, here we go. I'm going to talk about a couple movies tonight. I think the first one we should talk about is the one you've seen.
Yes.
And that is a Minecraft movie.
It's a Minecraft movie.
Not the Minecraft movie, it's just a Minecraft movie. Which makes it even more shit.
Yeah, like they're... Oh, you know what? You want to know why they're calling it a Minecraft movie?
Why?
The second one they're going to call another Minecraft movie.
And then that one after that is another Minecraft movie again.
Third Minecraft movie.
Yeah, it's just schlop. It's just... It's bullshit.
Jinx, you owe me everything you own.
Okay. But the fucking Minecraft movie.
The fucking Minecraft movie.
It was directed by this bullshit director.
It was directed by, I kid you not, I looked this up the other day.
Jared Haas.
Avuncular Schmo Riley.
Really?
Yes. Who is, generally speaking, he's your favorite director too, right? He's definitely my favorite director.
Avuncular Schmo Riley?
Avuncular.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm silent.
Avuncular Schmo Riley. I don't think I've watched a video or movie from him in a while.
Yeah.
He was really good in the 70s, maybe the 40s, but
his 40s stuff was classic. It was weird that he didn't have any. It was all audio. It was bold for the 40s, especially because that was the silent. That wasn't silent film era, but it was like right after the silent film era. So he was like doing the opposite of silent films.
That's some weird shit.
He did blind films.
Interesting. And then in the 70s, he just got really weird with, like, the pornography.
With the sex, yeah, and the racism.
But then 20 years after that...
yeah.
How long was 70s? 80s, 90s? 2010?
Yeah, it's been 50 years, man.
50 years after that.
Fucking hell, man.
50 years after that, he comes back with a Minecraft movie.
Yeah, Jinx, you own everything you own.
And I hated that movie. It's...
Yeah.
What I love about it is the writing credits in the Minecraft movie. There's, like, 8 people. And I need to talk about this. I don't think I talked about this in my video. I watched a version of the Minecraft movie that was like almost like a leaked version.
Okay.
I didn't talk about this in the video because I didn't find a spot to talk about it. But like there was, before the movie was released, a version that had no CGI in it. Or it did, but very, very rough CGI.
Okay.
And what was hilarious, that was probably the best way to view the film, I think.
Yeah. Because
there was just people walking in the background, just like in a villager hat. And they were just walking in the background, and I loved that.
Can you show that to me later?
Yes. Okay. It was really funny. And all the CG was so bad. There was this shit-ass, like, explosion effect that you see on, like, you can get on YouTube. Just on the video.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
I also watched the film in an actual version too, not just the leaked. I just think the leaked version is better. I didn't take any notes, by the way, for the movies that we're talking about.
That's fine. I have nothing prepared.
I have nothing. This is a great first episode.
You have a lot more prepared than me. You have a Google Doc with, let me count real quick, 62 words.
Brother.
Hold on. Let me check the tools tab real quick. If I get 62, you owe me $100. 53. I was only off by 9.
Yeah. I didn't write any notes for the movies, but the Minecraft movie is definitely the worst one we're talking about tonight. Let's just get to the beginning of it. It was essentially spoilers for every movie we talk about.
We're spoiling this shit.
If you
don't like this, fuck off. We don't give a shit about your feelings. We don't even know who you are. We don't fucking care. We don't care if you want.
I just looked at the producer.
Our producer is like
cut the mic.
Kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Mic.
We care about you. But and kind
to
of
the
like
one person that watches this, half watched this 30 seconds of it.
Jenny, we care about you.
Adam, we care about you.
But only you two. If this video gets more than 2 views, fuck all of you. Fuck all of you.
This is unhinged. I love it. Minecraft movie. Let's get to it. Let's talk the beginning. If I can remember. I hated... this is what I talked most about in my
Chris
video.
Pratt in the Minecraft movie?
That was the Mario movie.
Fudge.
But I hated how it started with this exposition of everything.
I hate it when movies try to explain shit to me.
Especially in the beginning. I hate, something that could be told fun, visually, with good storytelling. They go, back in the day, I was a young person. Yeah. It's like, I don't care.
We used to listen to Jack Black monologue for, 10 minutes?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude,
Holy
it's the
shit.
worst thing ever. It's the worst.
What is this, Spider-Man? Come on.
It sucks. What do you mean?
Because he does that in
Tobey Maguire. Yeah. But that
they
one,
did it kind of all right.
It was more. It was less in your face, and it was more interesting. This is just, it felt like they just threw it in last second to be like, all right, we got to kind of have some introduction. Also, I did not like how, just some of the talking points I have. I did not like how they spent so much time in the beginning, not in the Minecraft world.
Yeah, we got to set up all this bullshit in the real world. I don't fucking care. This isn't called a real world movie. This is called I can't even anymore. I'm gonna get upset.
Get upset.
It's a Minecraft movie. It's not set in Ohio. Go to Minecraft. Do the things. Do diamonds, TNT, chicken jockey. Do that. We don't need the rest of this shit. Cut the first 30 minutes out of the film. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care about that shit. I don't fucking care. I'm fucking mad because Rob McElhenney was slated to direct the Minecraft movie 7 or 8 years ago. I was fucking excited. If you know who Rob McElhenney is, he's one of the writers. He's one of the guys from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's pretty fucking funny. Rob McElhenney was going to be in that movie. Charlie Day was going to be the fucking lead in the movie. And you know what they did? They fucking canned him. They kicked him off the project. They got Homunculus Shmo Riley to do it. It's a bullshit movie. It was fine. I'm not going to bring my kids to that movie. It was stupid. It was a dumb movie. It could have been all right. It could have been fine. I'm not even Minecraft fan number 1. I'm just your average Minecraft. Oh, look at me. I know how to build a house. Get the fuck out of here.
Thank you for that. I agree with most of what you said. I did not know about the Always Sunny thing. I didn't know about that.
That's true.
My knowledge of this film is I saw the trailer, thought it looked bad, watched it, and it was bad. The quirks they try to have in the beginning of the movie, stupid. And then when they get to the Minecraft world, I said this in my video, it just looked like like they were running in a background of a studio.
Yeah.
It looked so bad.
Jason Momoa and
yeah.
Stack Black, or whatever his name is.
Jack Black.
They 69 in the movie.
They do.
You saw the whole film?
Yeah.
For a little bit here. Because
Okay.
I have an alternate perspective to you. See, the thing is, John, your opinion on the movie is...
It's awful.
It's completely awful in every way. What'd you give it, a 2?
I'll give it the rating in a minute.
Okay, it doesn't matter. He'll tell us rating in a little bit. Here's the thing. I got a little bit more layman perspective on this. That's the good thing about this, is because I have more of a layman film perspective on this. Film enthusiast, a cinephile. I'm not a cinephile. I don't know.
You're just a normal average moviegoer.
You see me walking down the street, you say to yourself, that guy doesn't watch movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Here's the thing. Your average person watching the Minecraft movie, they walk out, they're like, yeah, that was fine. There were some funny moments. They're not thinking about a lot of these things. They're like, whatever. It was fine. I went with a group of my friends that I know from college, and it was cool. We hung out. They all dressed up nice. I didn't. I wore my Old Bay t-shirt. That's my best t-shirt probably. We joked and we laughed. I made a little joke at the start of the movie when she's thinking about her dead mother, and you see this pig, this really ugly like lamp or I don't know, clay thing, like the little art thing, and she picks up this thing. It's a really ugly looking pig thing, like a piggy bank, and she turns it over. On the bottom it says like "Love Mom," and I said out loud in the movie theater, "Damn, her mom was a bitch," or something like that. I was like, "Damn, her mom must have hated her," or something like that. And that got like quite a few laughs. And I felt good. It was kind of a fun group experience. Here's the thing though. If I was sitting alone in my room watching it, I'd be like,
you turn it off.
I would be on my phone. I wouldn't pay attention.
Yeah.
I don't turn movies off, but I would just like, whatever.
I'll turn a movie off.
I wanted to see what happened, but not like here's the thing. If I got a phone call in the middle of the movie theater, I'd be like, oh, I gotta take this. Yeah. Whereas in any other movie, I'm like, fuck you, I'll call you later.
Yeah, I'm gripped to the seat.
Yeah.
No, this movie, it's so in your face with how bad it is. Mm-hmm. And then it's just not rewarding in any way. The ending isn't rewarding. Uh-huh. It's just kind of like, let's do kind of Minecraft things, but they don't commit to anything in a very interesting way. I genuinely wish, like the Sonic movie, I genuinely wish with the Sonic movie also, that's what I meant, with the Mario movie, I wish it was fully animated, and I wish they just did a high production, fully animated, awesome adventure movie.
Like Teenage Mutant Turtles.
Mutant Mayhem.
Mayhem.
Yeah, I loved that. I didn't love it, but I really liked that movie.
It's pretty good.
It was good.
You gotta commit one way or the other. You can't do both.
Yeah, this whole, let's put them in a real world, or let's bring the real people to the world. It's so overdone, it's cheap, it's lazy, like the Sonic movie.
Everybody's done it.
But here's what I gotta say about the Mario movie.
Yeah.
I didn't love it, but I do appreciate that they went fully with animation that looked pretty good, pretty colorful.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they committed to it,
I have one thing to say about the Mario movie, and it's that they underutilized Charlie Day as Luigi. I was fucking excited for Charlie Day. I love Charlie Day. He's hilarious. I love him. Our producer loves him. But he was in the movie for like 10 seconds. He's in a haunted mansion. Luigi's haunted mansion. Nope. He has probably 2 minutes of audio in the movie.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't even talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
I wanted Luigi. I'm a Luigi fan number 3, probably.
I agree. Other than that, to be honest, the Minecraft movie, it's a nothing film that's going to be forgotten. I feel like people are having their fun
like
time
Morbius.
in the theater. Like Morbius, right?
What? Was that real?
What? The Morbius movie?
Yeah.
I think.
I don't even remember.
But everyone's going to have their time throwing popcorn in the theater, and they're going to forget about it.
By the way.
I fucking hated it.
Stupid. Another demerit of the movie, by the way, the whole point of the movie, creativity. The antagonist, my creativity was stifled as a child, so it became evil. It's like, you would think, okay, what's a good message for our kids? How about, she dies at the end and never, becomes better? Nope, because people can't change? What? Any other children's movie would have been like, hey, evil person, change from your ways and be creative and be nice and be good. Even fucking Star Wars figured out how to do that, and they don't do that. They just kill her at the end. She just but
that's the thing. It's like they're not what's so interesting is that be creativity, but it's the most bullshit formulaic traditional thing that you've ever seen. I can't stand to talk about this movie anymore. I didn't like it. Fuck this movie. I'm done. I'm tired of it. I'm sorry. 1 out of 10. What's your rating?
I gave it like a 6.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Out of what?
10. Here's the thing. Shadow the... actually, I give it a 6 out of 10 in a movie theater with all my friends.
The experience was fun.
I give it a 3 or 4 in my bedroom.
In your bedroom. Gotcha. Okay.
But the thing, I don't rate as harshly as John does.
Yeah.
Because I gave Shadow the Hedgehog, I think, a 7 out of 10.
You mean Sonic 3?
Yeah.
Sonic 3.
I call it Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, you gave it a 7?
Yeah.
I gave that one...
you gave it a 3, didn't you?
I gave all of them a 3.
Fucking hell, man.
I think. But...
I love Shadow. Shout out to Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shout out to Shadow. I'm very interested in...
Hope he's okay.
Shadow?
I'm so excited for Shadow the Hedgehog 2, bro.
You mean Sonic 4?
God, yes! He's coming back, dude!
Are you sure he's coming back?
If he doesn't come back, I don't say this very often.
Don't say it. I think I know what you're gonna say. Don't say it.
Yes.
You're gonna do that?
It'll push me 10 points further towards that.
Don't do that.
Okay.
YouTube doesn't like that. Doesn't like the,
I didn't say anything.
Good. Yeah, we set our ratings. Moving on to the next movie I wanted to talk about. This one came out recently.
It's called Warfare.
Nope, that's
it's called
the last
Sinners.
one. It's called Sinners. Ashton hasn't seen these two, so I'm pretty much gonna be.
Mitchell was talking about it at work.
Did Mitchell go see it?
I think so.
Interesting. This one is a discussion, or fuck.
Did you like Sinners?
I did not.
The people at work, Tay was talking about, she liked it a lot. And I was thinking in my head, the way she was playing it, get this, I was thinking in my head, I bet John hated this movie when she was talking about it.
What's so interesting about this film, Ashton, what's so interesting about this film is that, what are you doing?
My ring is glow in the dark, I'm trying to activate it.
Oh, cool. What's so interesting about this film is that, I have a finger.
I have 10, bitch. I got you
big
beat.
Finger.
Boom.
Don't smack my big finger.
I'll smack your shit whenever I want. Silly Willy.
The thing about the film
Dickie Nelson.
The thing about the film is that it has great energy. Okay. It's a great energy film that loves utilizing music to tell its story.
Oh, really?
It's a big music film, and I really like that. I liked how it.
Just writing down Dickie Nelson.
Dickie Nelson, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think it is.
I prefer if it did things differently, obviously. I did not like how it... There was only really 2 scenes that I really enjoyed about the film, and these are spoiler discussions for the movie. I didn't like how the beginning felt very clunky, and especially the very beginning.
Yeah.
It almost gave away what's happening throughout the rest of the film, and I didn't like that. It almost felt like unrewarding.
Okay.
But it's about... Sinners is about this people trying to set up a bar, and they're like, it's a very dance bar. It's like black owned.
Is that like a musical?
The movie?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It has heavily music in it. There's a whole lore of the film that's like, if you are a musician, is like the gateway to like the dead, right? But these 2 people, they're trying to Ryan Coogler. Nope, that's the director. Damn. I meant Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan. One guy plays 2 characters. They're twins. They're both trying to set up a bar. Black owned, black ran, and black.
He plays 2 characters.
2 characters.
Okay.
Identical looking. Why? I
Hold on
don't
a
fully
second.
know.
Are you certain it wasn't Michael B. Jordan and Michael A. Jordan?
God, you're so right. I forgot about him.
That's true.
Okay, so Michael B. Jordan and Michael A. Jordan were in the film. I don't fully know the reasoning why they did that, other than to have more Michael B. Jordan. I hope he got paid twice to do it, though. There's a kid who's a church kid. He's a good musician. He's just kind of like, he's diving into this world that's kind of like almost seedy, scummy. And it's interesting, but it's very clunky how it's told. The tone, what's really stupid about it, not stupid, but what I didn't like about it is that the film tried to have a tone that is very serious, but also funny, and then scary. But what they don't do well is utilize those tone in a balanced way. Yeah, it's like they're trying to be something serious happening, and then a character will say something stupid. Yeah, and then say something, and then it'll like ruin it. What are you doing?
Was it like did it use? I haven't seen it. Did it use like the modern movie, like like the Marvel talk?
Yes, it felt very Marvel.
Explain what that means.
It has like that almost like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Insincere.
It did feel insincere.
Yeah,
but there was
sincerity is dead.
I would say there's more sincerity to this film than like a Marvel film, right?
Is that so?
Marvel is like full plastic, full fake. This movie had some soul to it.
Like the Guardians of the Galaxy films are somewhat sincere.
Sure.
No?
Sure, to a degree. Like,
that's what the layman believes.
I would even believe that too. Guardians have more sincerity than like a normal, other
Iron Man had doesn't matter. Let's move past it.
Yeah. But the movie was just way too long. It did not need to be 2 hours and 10 minutes, 2 hours and 17 minutes. Damn. It didn't need to be that long. Damn. And when it got to the actual plot, which is like the vampires, right? It's a vampire movie. It just kind of dicked around. Yeah. What are you stealing my nail clippers?
Shut up, man.
So like the whole lore of the one's for my toes, one's for my fingers.
Mama bear, baby bear. What's going on here, bro?
If you're not understanding what's happening, there's nail clippers.
I'm playing with his
He's
bullshit.
Playing with my nail clippers, and one is for my feet and one is for my hands.
He has gigantic feet. This nail clipper is as big as like my whole face almost. It's gigantic. Look at this shit, Mar.
It's humongous. Gigantic? Those are for the big toes.
Isn't it huge?
What is that?
It's a nail clipper.
It's a nail clipper.
Oh my god.
She fucking thinks that she just started laughing when she saw it.
She was
flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted.
Bigger than my hand.
She said it's bigger than her hand.
That's ridiculous. I get it. Let's make fun of my big feet nail.
Let me check out your feet, bro. Pull those ears out.
I'm not popping the feet out. Anyways, back to the movie.
Vampires.
Yeah, like they set up this very interesting thing. They take a long time to set it up, and then when the vampires come out, they're
very supportive of them. They come out, they're gay.
No.
Gay pyres.
Listen, they don't do anything with it. They just stay in the house until they just fight. It's so lame.
Are the vampires the enemies?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they kind of wrap this idea around like the vampires are kind of like the white folk and the people are the black folk, which is an interesting social commentary, but like it's not utilized in any way that's interesting.
Okay.
The only thing I really liked is the music. They utilize this idea of music, and my favorite scene is when the kid was playing the guitar in the bar, and it transcends like time, right? The future comes out. It's like modern hip hop starts playing, and then it starts playing old school hip hop, and then it just starts playing all these older genre film or genre music. That was very interesting, really well shot scene too, and that was like a really engaging moment. But then it just starts going to other bullshit at the end of it too. It was just, once I had the whole film in my head, I understood that this film was not as interesting or rewarding as it could have been. But the thing is, so many people are connecting with it because it's very pro-black.
It's very politically active.
Politically
aware.
Yeah, I would say it does have a political energy to it. They shoot...
Or social energy, maybe.
Yeah, they shoot Klan members at the end of the film.
Klan members?
KKK
That's
members.
Cool. I know that.
They just gun them down. It's awesome.
That is awesome.
I wish the film was kind of about that.
Tarantino did that.
Yeah, with Nazis.
No, he did that in Django?
Yeah, kind of like that, I guess. But there was a point where this film just kind of just meanders into something that's not rewarding. And I think the last thing I'll say about it is that the ending is so stupid and not fun.
Yeah.
Pretty much the lady goes... So the point of the film is the vampires can't get into the bar because they have to be asked to come into a bar, right?
Sure.
That's like a vampire trope. And a lot of them are like, oh, let me in. And they're like, no. And then this one lady, she like essentially just like gets like overwhelmed with emotion and just goes, come in, motherfuckers. And they just all burst around the door. And it's stupid. Like, congrats, you killed all your friends.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
It was so stupid.
How dumb was it on a scale of 1 to I'm gonna piss my pants?
It was pretty piss-worthy.
Damn!
And then guess what? She gets caught on fire and that's it for her character. And I'm like, that was so stupid. Like, think about what you did to your kid.
I am so sick of characters in movies being the dumbest bitches alive.
They were just... And they wrapped it around this idea that's like, oh, she was just filled with emotion, right?
It's stupid.
It was dumb.
I'm so sad. We're gonna die now.
Come on in, boys. Like, it was so dumb. And then the fight scenes were so stupid. So not well made.
What does Sinners have on, like, Rotten Tomatoes?
They're like 80. 80 out of like a 90 or 80.
You know what this reminds me of? I haven't seen this movie he's talking about, so I can't say if it's good or not.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Companion, which came out a couple months ago.
Yeah, I had good ratings. I did not like that.
People loved Companion. John and I watched it in the theater with his girlfriend, and it was so mediocre and bad that I got out of my seat and went down to the front row and called him on my phone and had a conversation with him on the phone in the theater. It was
an empty theater, so we just dicked around. We were just running around like children in the theater.
I took my pants off at one point just because I knew I could never have him.
He did not take his pants off.
I wanted to, though.
Okay.
You weren't down.
I was not. But, yeah, Sinners, it was fun. Good energy.
I've been seeing that a lot lately, where there'll be a movie that's like really not that good, but people like it and flock to it and think it's the greatest thing ever, maybe because of this social or political aspect to it. Companion had a similar thing. It was very pro individuality and independence and femininity, which is great. Those are great messages, but it doesn't make it a good film.
Yeah, it isn't. The quality of the film is different too. I would say, I don't know which one I liked less or more. I gave Companion, I think, a 3.
Companion was as good as Shadow the Hedgehog? Shadow the Hedgehog was... Actually, they're probably similar.
It doesn't matter. They're different films.
Fine.
They're rated differently, I think. Fine. But I would say Sinners, I would give like a 4 out of 10. Because there were some interesting music choices that may not have felt like appropriate, but still interesting. And stuff like that. So, I think a 4. What would you give it?
Sinners?
Yeah.
Haven't seen it.
So like a 4?
I cannot rate a movie I haven't seen.
4. Okay.
I don't give it anything. I give it nothing.
Okay, so a 0. Gotcha.
I don't give it 0. I haven't seen it. I have no opinion on the movie.
So not applicable in A.
NA.
Gotcha.
Is my rating.
And then, okay, let's just move along. I don't know how long we've been going.
John's wearing a shirt I just noticed. I just read what it says. It says, I heart my hot autistic girlfriend.
Okay, so we're about 40 minutes in. I would say we have about 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
And
We'll
about
do
an
some
hour.
editing, though, so it'll be fine.
I think we have a solid hour of a podcast. That's not bad. It's a lot shorter than I anticipated, but we're not doing terrible.
Tell me about Warfare, and then let's do our sponsor.
Warfare is the last film I'm going to talk about today. It's definitely different than the other two.
And that it was good.
In that I liked it.
Yes.
Warfare was directed by it's 2 people co-directed. One by Ray Mendoza, I think is his name.
Uh-huh.
He was an actual Iraq war veteran. And the other one is Alex Garland.
Was it one of them Polish?
No idea. And then Alex Garland co-directed it with him. He made Civil War. He made Ex Machina.
The recent film, Civil War?
Yeah, right here. Civil War.
I
And
see.
then Ex Machina, another one, Annihilation, I think was another one.
My mother liked that film.
So he's made some pretty interesting sci-fi movies, but this last film was very politically charged, Civil War. And he comes back with another political, I would say politically or socially charged film, Warfare, which is very interesting. I have a lot to say about this because
Okay.
it boils down to the idea of war films in general. War films very much interest me because I love dissecting the idea of anti-war and pro-war films.
Yeah.
Because I do think there are pro-war films. You know, like, I genuinely think Saving Private Ryan is a pro-war
I
film.
haven't seen it. It's on my list.
Yeah. Because it sheds light to these, and I'll tell you why. My favorite anti-war film has always been a film called Come and See. It is a Russian film about the Belarusian army trying to, like, essentially fight Nazis.
Okay.
And it essentially is just chaotic hell, which is what war is, right? Just a mess, chaos. The main character in that film doesn't fire a gun. He just runs around seeing horrific things, right? There's no goal. It's just chaos. And that's what I think is a great step of understanding if it's an anti-war film. Not having a true goal in mind. Having it be kind of meandering. Because actual war doesn't have... There are missions, I guess, but, like, when you're on a battle, like, it's just survive, I feel like. And this Warfare, I feel like, does that also. But, like, Saving Private Ryan, the other end of the coin, pro-war movie, obviously has a mission. Save Private Ryan.
That's
right?
what the movie's about?
Saving Private Ryan,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
It sheds light to, you know, it shows them, like, a solid, pretty good light, the military men. And I really do feel like, if it makes you go, I might want to join the army, it's not, I just feel like it's a pro-war movie. I don't really connect with those. I still think Saving Private Ryan's a good movie, but I just don't connect with it as much as, like, a war is hell kind of movie, right? And the thing about Warfare is that it's kind of in between these two, in the fact that I'm really strongly anti-war, but pro-soldiers, I feel like.
Sure.
Because the idea of this film is that let's be as brutally detailed about what's happening to these people on the battlefield as possible.
Yeah.
And a big slogan of the film is, this is based off memory. Right, so from the director, his actual war buddies, like, this happened, like, I'm assuming the house that they went to actually was the house that they filmed at, like, where the soldiers were.
I haven't seen the movie.
So essentially, what the movie is about is it's a 2006 Iraq war.
Yeah.
There's a group of people that occupied a house in Iraq, I'm assuming, and they just get hit with gunfire, and it's pretty much like chaos. There's no real mission in sight. It was just kind of like inspect, and then shit just happened, right? And what's really interesting about that is all the fucked up details of the film. It's almost essentially stuff that actually, like, may have been memories, right?
Okay.
Like a handprint on the wall, how someone stared a little too much into the, like, into the distance and not listening, right? Little things like that are, like, traumatizing, that could stick to people. It probably was something that actually happened, right? Which makes the film a lot more intense and personal and emotional for me. But what I really loved about the movie is its characters. That was the biggest part for me, is the humanity of it all. Because, I don't know if I told you about this, but, like, what's so interesting is when something happens, like, if a person gets injured, they focus the rest of the movie on that injury, right? It's literally like, if someone got, like, spoilers, like, a bomb goes off, someone gets their leg pretty much blown off. That's the rest of the movie. It's just based on making sure he gets out of the war zone and protecting the soldiers, right? There's a huge camaraderie to the film that really you can tell was something that they had, right? They cared about showing that camaraderie. And just when they look at each other and they go like, "We're getting you out of here," it's so well done. Like it makes me like, it made me emotional. Also, the acting was very good. Some guy would scream because he got his leg blown off, and that scream like was, the way I described it, was soul piercing. Like, it genuinely felt like he put his all into like his performance. One of the characters that got injured. Back to what I was saying earlier, it's a very much a matter of fact way of looking at war. It's not, I feel like, not that's why I said it was in between. It's not anti-war, it's not pro-war. It's just looking at war in a very unsugar-coated way, which for me personally makes it anti-war. But someone can look at this film and go, "Oh, that's pro-war," you know, because it's very much like, it's hard to explain. It's possible,
to me it sounds like it's possible that it's war neutral, and then it just depends on how your previous perspective on it. If you're already anti-war, which you and I are, I mean, I assume you are.
I am, 100%, yeah.
Then you see a film like this that's war neutral and just shows you what it's really like, then you come to the conclusion yourself,
yeah, fuck this.
Is hell. Yeah.
And that's what I think is so cool about it. It's very subjective. And this film is very controversial at the moment.
Yeah.
Because it's describing a very realistic Iraq war. And it's very much showing the soldiers that, like, you know, in a very bad light. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, you know, we, you know, did," you know, it's just a lot of controversy, a lot of shit being stirred because of just the situation, right? What I love about the ending is that they were showing the people that were actually played in the film.
Yeah.
And a lot of the characters, the real people, they had their faces blurred out, assuming that they didn't want to be in the film.
Yeah. They had real footage from the war?
Pictures. But yeah, a lot of their faces were blurred out.
Okay.
It's almost like showing that the situation that they were in was not fun. No one wanted to be there. No one enjoyed it, even afterwards, right?
Yeah.
And it still affects people to this day. And it's fucked up. But it was utilized and told excellently. Like, one of the things I haven't just even talked about was the technicals.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. Like, the wide shots. There's so many wide shots in this film that, like, just the way the group of soldiers are just kind of framed. They're kind of just, like, all standing, but, like, it's a huge wide shot of the house that, like, it just looks gorgeous. And then, you know, the way it's edited is just to build tension. And the way the sound design is incredible. I watched it in an IMAX theater, and, like, the sound design is almost, like, discombobulating. Like, when you hear a gunfire, you almost, like, you think mono, like, boom, boom, boom. It's not. It's very surround. It's like, it's so interesting. And it's like, when I was listening to it, it was so, it was so hard to concentrate. It made sense how these people were, like, unable to fully focus. Because it was so, a lot going on, right? And that's what was so interesting. It's like, it did a perfect way of utilizing all of these elements to, like, really show how, in a very objective way, war is. And it's so, and I think they just utilized those technicals so well. Yeah, it's definitely, I don't even know what else to say. It was just emotional.
John saw it twice.
I did not go see it the second time. I've only seen it once.
John saw it once.
Yeah, it was really impactful. I wanted to see it twice, really bad.
He was going to.
Yeah, I was going for a few days.
We were going to together, and then we just didn't.
I wouldn't put this on you, though. It's a fucked up film. Dude.
You think so little of me.
Well, there's one part where a guy's getting dragged back into the house, and his leg gets hooked on the door getting in, and, like, his leg is blown off, right? And, like, it's hooked on the door, and he's, like, it's fucked up. And it's hard to watch. That's one of the reasons why I didn't watch it again. It was just like, do I really want to, like, go through that again?
Have you seen Hellraiser?
Hellraiser? Yeah. Like the
horror movie?
80s one?
Yeah.
It's pretty gory, yeah.
I guess the difference is this was real.
The tone is different.
Right.
Yeah. I would, yeah, for sure. Different styles that they're trying to go for too. Well, yeah, but I'm wrapping this up. I love that they cared about the characters. Emotional, sound design was great. Ending was just very interesting. Very, just overall wild of a film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's my favorite film of the year so far from 2025, and I think I don't know if I did it justice talking about it. I was gonna make a video on it, but I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10.
You should still make a video on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a video.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9. Solid 9 out of 10.
And with that, I think it's time for our ad break. We're gonna take a break here. Hear a word from our sponsor, and we'll get back to you in just a minute.
Cool.
Our sponsor for today's podcast is The Scarlet Shadow, a psychological sci-fi thriller written and published by Ashton Martin. That's me. It was published 2 years ago. The Scarlet Shadow is a book about a guy who's the main character. His brother was murdered by a clone and is now traveling across the galaxy looking for revenge. It's a very dark book, I guess you could say. The themes I would say of this book are mostly focused on like moral degradation, isolation, and the bad ways to cope with grief and with depression. It's a very introspective book. It's all from the perspective of the main character, who is the Scarlet Shadow, or Joshua Cade. I am certainly very proud of my book. I think I did a good job. And I think that all of you should go to thescarletshadow.com.
Mm-hmm. I'll put the link in the description and all that.
And just take a look at it. You can read the first 2 chapters for free on there. See if you're interested in it. You don't have to buy it. If you want to read it and you don't want to buy it, it's on Kindle Unlimited, I think. And if you don't want to do that, I'll send it to you for free. I'll send you the PDF. I don't care.
All right.
Like the PDF.
Are you sure?
I'm not going to mail you the book, but yeah, I want people to read it. And if you are interested but you don't want to pay for it, yeah, I think people should be able to read it for sure.
Okay.
So, thank you. That's the sponsor for the video. All we're paying for this video with profits from the Scarlet Shadow. This is how much profit I have. So that'll be good. That'll help us out.
Interesting. Yeah. But yeah, support the guy. If you really are interested, support him. Be like, hey, I'll send you a couple bucks here and there, or like something like that. Yeah.
So let's get back to the podcast.
All right. Thank you.
Back to the
Bye-bye.
episode. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about live music and how music in America has been, or not even America, music in the world has been changing a lot lately. So I mean, there's that sort of talk about physical media and how physical media had for a long time been dying off. Now it's becoming a lot more popular. But even with that, even with physical media coming back, a lot of the profits that musicians are seeing from their music does not come from records hardly at all anymore.
I think it comes from like touring and concerts.
Right, because so many people are listening to music on digital streaming services such as Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Amazon, whatever fucking bullshit there is. Really, musicians have to get their money from touring. There's some money coming from records, but like it used to be, basically the point I'm making is it used to be the Beatles made their money from selling records.
Really?
Yes, certainly.
I didn't know that.
I mean, like musicians. Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Alanis Morissette, they made their money from selling records. That's the point I'm getting at. Okay. Not anymore. Records, CDs, tapes, not so much anymore. They certainly make some money. Alice in Chains got some money from me and that skateboard that I bought from them. Yeah. But a lot of their money they make is they get from touring. And so you see a lot of bands like touring right now. A lot of groups going on gigantic tours. Taylor Swift, for example, I think
the Eras tour, yeah, it's huge.
It was almost maybe a 2-year tour.
Yeah.
I mean, not to suggest that tours like that didn't happen in the past. Guns N' Roses went on, I think, an 18-month tour in the very early 90s. That would have been maybe 89 to 91, something like that.
Yeah. But I would say the Eras tour is probably like of our time the most popular tour,
the most well-known long tour. Because most tours they'll be for a few months. And so I spent the last year not going out so much. I certainly went and saw a couple of concerts, and I have found myself lately really, really enjoying not so much like the big concerts. Right, Mariana, our producer, and I went to see Deftones and System of a Down in San Francisco last year, which was cool. Okay. 2 really great bands. Deftones, one of my favorites. They're like my number 1 or number 2. So them are 9 Inch Nails. System of a Down. I mean, I have all the records by both of these bands. Is how much I like
System
them.
of a Down, classic.
Very classic.
Deftones, pretty classic.
There are a couple other groups there. The thing is, as cool as that was, this big-ass, gigantic concert with bands that I love, and I know all of the songs by the bands, I enjoy even more a concert, a show from a band that maybe I don't like as much, a smaller group, such as Gomez in October, we saw in Vienna, or recently, which is
Vienna. Oh,
by
that's how you were in Vienna, Italy.
It was in DC.
Damn, bro.
It was in DC.
All right, I'm sorry,
and
continue.
the topic that I'm getting at is Lowertown.
Okay.
John and I and a couple of our friends went to see... John and I and his girlfriend and Mariana, the producer, went to see Lowertown last Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, but it was last Tuesday we went to see them. We saw them in Carborough, North Carolina at the Cat's Cradle. Lowertown, if you haven't heard of them, are a kind of a small, but growing in popularity, indie rock band.
Yeah.
Led by Olive O and Avsha Weinberg, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Who are two like younger musicians, like they're in their mid-20s, no doubt.
Okay.
I think Olive was born in 2001, so that'll make her 24. Doesn't matter. Anyways.
Dude, I was born in 01.
So you're pretty similar ages.
Dang, bro. That's crazy, actually.
And so I had first heard of this band about a year ago. I saw one of their YouTube videos. In fact, the YouTube video for their song Best Person You Know, which is probably their most well-known song. It's a very nice YouTube video. And was pretty quickly enamored with it and the type of music that they make. And listened to some of it online and got into the music and stuff. And then I see this concert, I see that they're going to be showing it. And it's not like this is my favorite band. Like, I have listened to several of their songs, but I'm like a huge fan.
Yeah.
And I kind of I put in our little group chat that we have, would anybody want to go to see this show with me?
Yeah, and it kind of became like this big thing where like we all like took time off of our work and we just like made a day of it. We had to like drive a little far. It was a good distance.
It was fun.
Yeah. So like yeah, we just made a day of it and it was really fun. From an outsider's perspective, I never have gone. The only concert I've gone to was a goddamn Scotty McCreery concert when I was 11.
Yeah.
And he talked to I love talking about this. When he hyped up the band or to the crowd, he trying to hype them up. He was like, "Y'all made the best sweet tea. Y'all make the best sweet tea." And everyone's like, "Woo!" You know what I mean? It's like
that makes me think of Richard Patrick from Filter when we went to see Alice Cooper and Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
one of the openers was Filter. They have that hit "Hey Man, Nice Shot," which is kind of a shitty song. I like their second album a lot, title of record. But anyways. Fucking Richard Patrick, who is an asshole, by the way. If you're listening to this, Richard Patrick, you are a fucking asshole. Because you started fucking Darcy Retzky while she was married, and you got sad when she chose her husband over you. Because you're a piece of shit, fuck-ass bitch. And all your music sucks after your second album, by the way. I have your third album on CD, and it sucks, and you're a shitty person, okay?
Dang.
And you had a terrible stage presence, by the way. If you're listening, which you're not. You had a terrible stage presence. Because Richard Patrick got on stage and said, no less than 8 times... Virginia Beach, which was where we were when we went to go see him. After every song, he would go Virginia Beach. It was all he had to say because he's a nothing. He's got nothing to say. He's a nothing person. He think of the opposite of poetry. That's Richard fucking Patrick after his second album and before his second album. His first album was I don't even listen. It's worthless. It's worthless music.
Dang.
It's fucking worthless. He's a worthless piece of trash human being.
Damn.
Like Mark McGrath, but probably worse.
Yeah, fuck Mark McGrath.
Because Mark McGrath may be an idiot, but at least he's not necessarily an asshole. Maybe he is. I don't know.
Mark McGrath, not in the charts, but always
in our hearts. Mark McGrath from the band Sugar Ray.
Yeah. Back to Lowertown, though.
Yeah.
The experience, we went to see them in concert, and back to what I was saying, I never have seen I don't go to concerts.
John had never heard of this band before.
Never heard of the band. I've only listened to one song before we went to the concert.
That I showed him.
My girlfriend showed me.
I'm saying you had never heard of them before I invited you.
Yes, I've never heard of this band before. I was like, I'll just go.
Yeah.
It was the best experience I think I've had ever with music, like live music. Because one thing, I've never been to many, and two, I loved how personal it felt.
Right.
Because it was a very small venue, and I loved how...
Yeah, there were maybe 100, 200 people in there.
Maybe less than that.
Probably 100.
Maybe 100, maybe.
Something like that.
But it was a very little amount of people, and I just vibed to the music. They were wanting people jump around. I'm not a big jumper. I'm not a big movement guy when I listen to music. I just like to vibe.
Yeah, the Lowertown concert was really cool.
Yeah.
So the point that I'm trying to make with this is that, and really I give you my thesis statement, okay, pretty early on here, which is that I enjoyed the Lowertown concert, this band that I'm not like a huge fan of, a lot more than the Deftones concert, which is like, at that point, that was my number one band.
Yeah.
Because of the sincerity of it, the personality of it, the upfront of it. So, for example, can I use Carter's name?
Sure.
Carter, that's John's girlfriend. Carter and I got pretty up close for the show. Like we were pretty up
in the
close
front
up there.
stage.
And the opener was Sweet 93. They're a really good group. I'm mostly going to talk about Lowertown because there's a lot more to say.
Yeah.
When the show started, Olive, who is she does most of the vocals, is kind of dancing around doing a thing while the band is playing. They're kind of opening up. And at one point, while she's just messing around, I was just like staring at her, kind of watching. I was excited. And she locked eyes with me for like 15 seconds.
Bro.
Yeah, and she was kind of trying to be like kind of wackadoo maybe, kind of like, people were looking at me like, what's she looking at? But I'm like, you were there. Like, this happened. Carter will vouch for me. She stared at me like 15 seconds and then like went off to go sing. And we had like this little staring contest. And the personality that brought, the sincerity of that moment, of her just interacting with me as a fan, was fucking crazy. It was unreal. I felt it. I was like, I'm here. And then their stage presence was so real and genuine. They're like, we're so glad you're all here. We're so glad y'all having a fun time. Let's get crazy. Let's get hype. I want y'all. She had us form a pit. If you don't know what a pit is, usually in like punk shows or like hard rock shows, there will be a pit in the center where people like go crazy. They run around and dance and shit. Yeah. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go get in the pit. I gave Carter my jacket, and I went and I just went crazy. And I ended up getting pushed all the way to the front. And it was just this huge stage presence. They were talking to us. They were chatting. They were having fun. Yeah. They did an encore. And then get this. After the show is over, everybody kind of filters out. They did a little encore. I go outside to get John because he had been outside. And we walk back in, and they are there. The fucking band members are there. Olive and Asha are just there, like, hanging out by the merch stand. And by the way, I bought all the tapes, all the CDs they had. Yeah. I bought their record. It was fucking hell yeah. I love that, too, that they were selling all their shit there.
Yeah, they sold cassettes and shit. It was cool.
Because a lot of that stuff has been hard to find for a long time. And then it was just right there. I paid nothing. I paid like $95.
A good amount, but like...
It was reasonable.
Yeah, if you can't find it, like, that's
It was
good.
so much. It was so worth it. I love it. Anyways, they were there. So we get in line, and I talk to them. And I got to shake their hands, you know. I got to shake their hands. I got to look in their faces. I got to take a picture with them. I got to have a conversation with these guys, and they seemed, and you know, it could just be like them acting, but they seemed super genuine. You know what I mean? You can never tell, but they really seemed very genuine. They seemed excited to talk to not only me, but the person in front of me and the person behind me. As we were taking our picture, John had a little bit of trouble with the camera, which happens. These things happen. Yeah. And they kind of we all kind of joked around, like, oh, come on. They were like, oh, come on, John, don't mess it up. Like, they were so real and genuine. They were just fucking real people. That just made the whole experience for me. I got to talk to them. I got to talk to Chloe from Sweet 93, who was beautiful. She had a beautiful voice. She was really cool. Yeah. I bought this ring and this dog tag and a shirt from her. And she gave me a sticker. I was like, hey, you're not selling any CDs. Like, you guys... I want to buy an album from you. And she's like, oh, we don't have any CDs. She was really drunk. Yeah. But here, take this to remember us by. To remember me by is what she said. She handed me a sticker.
That's funny.
The point that I'm getting at with all of this is that whole night, that moment was so real and so raw and so genuine and sincere. Every moment of it was so incredibly sincere. Like, they just went out there and they had some fucking fun. Yeah. And they were right there. It was so interactive. It beats anything, any show. Like, even seeing my favorite band, seeing them play their most popular songs, seeing a little indie band that I'm not even the biggest fan of, I like their music, had such a huge effect on me. Like, for the whole past week, I've just been thinking about it. Yeah. I was ready to go to Massachusetts to see their next show. Damn. Because I was just I want that in my life. I felt like I was flourishing. I experienced eudaimonia. If you don't, that's a Greek word that means kind of flourishing. It's Plato talks about that word. Okay. And eudaimonia is what everybody should strive for in life. It's supposed to be flourishing, as good as you get. This is your life. This is the best there is.
That's cool.
And I almost felt like I experienced eudaimonia in that moment. That was where I was thriving.
Yeah. My perspective is interesting. It's my favorite. I would say this was my favorite live performance I've ever seen. I was just in the back, kind of vibing. Yeah. Because I like to think, I like to listen and feel, right? I'm not a jump around kind of person.
Think, listen, and feel. Touch, peel, and stand.
Sure. Don't know what that means.
It's a song.
Okay. And to be honest, it was just I got emotional listening to their music. Yeah. From both Sweet 93 and from Lowertown. It just the vibe and the energy, it took me with motion. And there was one moment, I think with Sweet 93, like, she was just kind of like, she wasn't like singing, she was kind of like harmonizing with the music.
That's right.
And like, it was just kind of like this really great, like, I'm assuming like guitar piece, bass, just like the music with her voice. It just was overwhelming where I was. It just sounded, the mixing sounded beautiful. Just like you could feel everything in your gut, in your chest. It was just such an amazing experience.
Powerful.
It was powerful, extremely powerful, that you just, don't really get when you're listening to them in your house.
Yeah,
right?
it's not the same experience. Like, if I had run into, like, seeing Lowertown on my computer, my phone, my television, this is great. I love this music. This is great. When they played Best Person You Know, that was the first song I've heard by them. That was the last song they played before the encore. I'm up the front, and she's singing. And everybody, I was the only one doing this, but like everybody was screaming along with her.
Yeah.
I was screaming with her. I struggle with feeling emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I've been struggling with that for a long time, but I was feeling things, man.
Yeah.
I felt strong. I felt a lot. I felt hard, I was feeling, it was, damn.
You felt hard, guys.
It's an inside joke. That's the type of shit I need in my life.
Yeah.
It could be anybody. It doesn't have to be the biggest band in the world.
You just want that personal feeling.
That personal experience. Hello, Mr. Mrs. Band.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I feel like local bands do that more, I feel like.
I can't wait until they tour again.
And what's dope about that, what was really interesting is I was in the back. I wasn't really in the front, wasn't in the pit. And because when Lowertown came on, Sweet 93, they were just kind of like chilling in the back with us. So like me and producer Mar. They were just next to us. And people were kind of coming up and taking photos here and there. But like at the end of the day, they were just kind of dancing, vibing out. And I didn't really talk to them. I really wish I did talk to the Chloe. Just to be like, hey, was that her name? From Sweet 93. I really wish I told her like, hey, your music impacted me. Just kind of like say, hey, I liked it.
I'm so jealous of you, man.
But
we did
take photos. We did take photos.
As soon as they told me this, I was like, so fucking jealous. I mean, okay, to be fair, I wouldn't probably change what I did because being up front and in the front of the crowd, like right on stage, having that experience was powerful. But being able to talk to the guys in the band, talking to I don't know. That must have been cool too.
But we did have to sacrifice listening to we did have to sacrifice.
You were listening, but it wasn't as maybe personal for you, or like you weren't up there.
Like with Lowertown, we did kind of have to like stop listening for a minute.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, just to like talk, to take the photos and stuff like that. So like we did have to do a little bit of sacrificing with Lowertown, but at the end of the day, Lowertown still was really good, and it was just such a great moment with my friends. Like as you say, like your Minecraft experience, you were just with your friends in a theater. And it's just like you kind of like. How do you like rate a movie worse when you just have a good time, right? Same with this. Yeah. I would never rate a live performance because I don't really think that would. I don't know how I would rate
this so much higher than the Minecraft movie, man.
Yeah,
I'm a little offended that you said them in the same sentence.
No, I'm just saying like comparing how the feeling. I know. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yeah. I loved it. I'm very glad that I went.
I'm so glad you came with me, man.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. Powerful shit. You know what is more powerful?
And that, well, also, I'm going to mention, what's more powerful?
I was going to segue, but you keep going.
Are we going to do our recommendations at the end?
Yes, very end.
All right.
What were you about to say? The recommendation?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's more powerful?
What's even more powerful?
The Goldberg.
The Goldberg!
Ashton, tell me what the Goldberg is.
The Goldberg is a yo-yo.
It's a yo-yo.
John is convinced that Goldberg is a brand. He's like, hey, yo, hit me up with the Goldberg. Hey, it's like, hey, yo, Ashton, I'm going to buy myself a Goldberg.
The Goldberg. That's what's beautiful. Apparently, it's a person.
So his picture of the man is on the yo-yo.
Who is this guy?
I'll give you one fucking guess.
Is it a wrestler, Steve Austin?
His name is Goldberg.
Fucking Goldberg. I thought it was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, he's a wrestler.
Okay.
My pawpaw, he lives in Alabama. Shout out Keith Montgomery. He lives in Alabama. He runs a record store called Vinyl Revival. He gave me this yo-yo. Okay. He knows that I like to yo-yo. It's actually my second best, probably, or my third. It's my favorite
of yours.
I know. Every time I come over to John's house, I bring the Goldberg so that he can play with it. Recently, I got myself the legendary Terrarian. You can hear that.
We just yo'd.
I just yo'd on mic.
On mic.
The legendary Terrarian, if you don't know it, is a yo-yo that was made by One Drop. in collaboration with the video game Terraria.
Yeah.
Just look up Legendary Terrarian, and you can see it in the video game and in person. I have that yo-yo.
It's really cool. It's probably the coolest looking yo-yo I've ever seen in person. And
definitely.
And Ashton can make a really dope moves with it.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm less than intermediate though.
Yeah, but you're still doing the work.
It's a really cool yo-yo. The Goldberg is kind of just a regular one. Here's the cool thing about the Goldberg. Here, drop it.
Oh, the sleeper thing?
You got it?
No, let me...
The cool thing about the yo-yo, while John is fumbling to put it on his finger, the cool thing about the Goldberg is that it has an auto-retrieve function. When you throw a yo-yo and you have to pull it to come back up, this one comes back up automatically.
I have to stand up for this shit.
For this.
God damn it. God damn it.
That was powerful. I'm feeling hard right now.
I'm glad that my yo-yo made you feel hard.
Right now, I'm doing like a pendulum. I'm putting the yo-yo between the strings.
I love how this is audio.
Oh!
This is an audio form of us yo-yoing.
We're not yo-yoing. We're yoing.
Oh shit, you're so right.
Yeah, we're restringing now. Don't worry, guys.
Right.
Don't get my balls. Don't get my balls. Don't get them. Don't get them.
Hey. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Hey, the auto return.
Did you hear that? One more time. That.
Goldberg.
Anyways, that's the Goldberg, baby.
It's Goldberg the Terrarian.
So where did this yo-yo fascination come from?
That's actually an insanely excellent question. I'll tell you why. Because you were there. And
Was it that day?
It was that day.
Wow.
John and I went to... Here's the thing. I had moved away for a while, and John and I fell out of contact. I hadn't seen John in a long time, but I came back in like October of last year, and we went to a local arcade, and there was this one game that we played. We played for a while. Carter and the producer Mariana were both there.
Yeah.
That's her name now. There's this one game that was not necessarily test your strength, but it was like a hit it exactly as hard.
Yeah.
What would you call that game?
Like a
hit it exactly the right. Here's the thing.
It's not like a hit it.
Hey,
yeah.
audience, look at my hands right now. If you hit it too hard, it goes and comes back down.
It makes a boing
and it comes back down. If you hit it too soft, it goes it doesn't go high enough, right? You have to hit it exactly right so it goes ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
And it's like supposed to be really hard to get it. But we're messing around with it and I'm testing out different strategies and I don't know. Maybe it was luck. Maybe
I think it was
skill.
your first try too.
It was like my second try.
You got like the jackpot.
I got a jackpot. So most places give you like 7 tickets, give you like 10 tickets. Most games, not that many. I got 1,000 fucking tickets.
Dude, it was like we can like fuck you money at that point.
Yeah, it happened, and I kind of look at John, and he kind of looks at me, and we're like,
yeah.
And then he left.
I went to go tell the other two
because they were in the gift shop right next to us.
Yeah,
the prize store.
I was like, dude, he hit the jackpot.
I got the jackpot,
and they were like confused, but they ran with me.
They came over, and it was still going. It took 7-8 minutes for it to count all the way up to 1,000 because it counted slowly.
Yeah, it took a while.
Probably because they didn't want people like getting constant jackpots, which makes sense,
I guess.
And then we got 1,000 credits on John's card because it was on his card. He was paying for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, we went to the gift store and we're looking at a bunch of bullshit. And there's this yo-yos, 300 or 500 tickets or something. And I'm like, hey man, I want to get the yo-yo. That's the only thing I want. So I spent you had 2,000 I think total, but I spent half of what I quote unquote earned or happened to receive on the yo-yo. This random blue yo-yo. I had never really yoed before. Mariana claims that I had a yoing phase in middle school. Maybe I did. I don't remember. Do you have anything to say about that? She actually left the studio. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Anyways, this really kind of crappy blue yo-yo. Go to Target, go to the $3 bin section, buy a yo-yo. It's probably that.
Yeah.
Which was fine, but I started learning tricks on it and having fun with it. And then my friend Nathan, shout out Nathan Contreras, great guy, gave me one of his cool yo-yos that can do tricks. It was like a beginner yo-yo. My mom buys me a yo-yo. I got a yo-yo from work. I worked for MWR for the Navy for a while. They gave me a yo-yo at one of their functions. And then there's the Goldberg, which I got about a month ago.
Yes, sir. That was longer than a month.
The Goldberg?
Yeah, it had to have been
you're
longer.
right. It was like a month and a half ago. I don't know. Maybe it was in March. Doesn't matter. Like I said,
it was in March.
My pawpaw gave that to me. Really nice of him. And then the Terrarian, which is the first yo-yo I've ever bought, actually.
Okay.
I never bought a yo-yo before because all the other ones were gifts or earned them.
Yeah.
I guess you could say I earned them. But yeah, the Terrarian is the first yo-yo and probably the last yo-yo I'll ever buy because it was very expensive.
Yeah, but isn't there more professional yo-yos you can buy? Or is this as good as it gets?
This is one of the best yo-yos.
Interesting.
It's not. I mean, there's not the best yo-yo, but I could walk around and say this is the best yo-yo there is, and people wouldn't disagree. They'd be like, yeah, it's one of the best. Like if I was gonna become a professional yoer, I could take this to tournaments and stuff. I'm not going to, but it is one. It's like yes, it's a very good yo-yo. The specs are good, supposedly.
The yo specs.
I'm not an expert on yoing. I just wanted this one because I like Terraria a lot, and I have been enjoying yoing, and I wanted to get something that was nice that I could do actual tricks on. Because most yo-yos you can't do actual tricks on. So that's the yo story.
I just wanted to shout out the Goldberg. It's my favorite. I love it.
He loves the Goldberg.
Yeah.
I let him use the Goldberg anytime. I always keep it in my pocket. Left pocket is wallet, Goldberg, Terrarian, keys. Sometimes I have a cassette tape in there. Oh, the left pocket is just, my Goldberg.
I forgot the Goldberg.
Oh, I got to turn around. Forgot the Goldberg. Goldberg's important.
Yeah. All right.
So, final topic for the day. We're going to give out our recommendations for the week.
Couple weeks. I don't think we're gonna do this once a week. I think we're gonna make this.
We're gonna give our recommendation for the episode.
Yeah, we're gonna give it for next episode recommendation. I'm gonna do the movie recommendation.
Of course.
I recommend a movie called Waves.
Yep.
By Trey Edward Schultz.
Here it is.
I believe it was from 2019. The reason why I do that is because I hope to talk about he's making a new film that's coming out in the middle of May called Hurry Up Tomorrow. So I want to talk about his last film because I haven't seen this one since 2019. So it's been like years. And then hopefully we can talk about his other film, Hurry Up Tomorrow as well.
Once that comes out.
Yeah, middle of May should come out.
What is Waves about? And why should people watch it?
I'm not going to say what it's about. That's kind of like for next episode.
Why should people watch it?
Why should people watch it? It's good.
There you go.
It's a drama. It's good. Where was this?
Name some of the actors in it. That's what people like to hear.
Taylor
Russell's in it.
I think it has the girl from
Jesus.
Euphoria, I think.
Sydney Sweeney?
No, I might be wrong.
Big titty lady?
No. I don't know actors. It has the dude from that.
He looks familiar.
That dude. I don't know his name.
Oh, the dude from The Social Dilemma?
No.
Jesse?
Your mom?
Jesse? Shut the fuck up. Isn't his name Jesse something?
Dude, there's no actors' names on this.
Yes, there are. It's right here. Lucas Hedges.
Lucas Hedges is also
Kelvin Harrison Jr., Taylor Russell, and Alex Demi. I said Russell Taylor, I think. I meant Taylor Russell.
Yeah. It's a really good movie. That's my recommendation for next week. Hopefully, to the people who are watching, you can follow along. And maybe watch the next film, Hurry Up Tomorrow, because we'll talk about that too. What would be your music recommendation?
I've been listening to a lot of indie rock lately.
Yep.
Like 90s indie rock. I mean, and Lowertown is a modern indie rock band I'm listening to, but the past couple months I've been listening to a lot of 90s indie rock. If I had to pick one 90s indie rock album to like recommend to people to listen to, I'll tell you this right now. I have not thought about what I was going to recommend until this very moment.
Nirvana?
Shut the fuck up, John.
Dang. Nevermind?
Yeah.
You're going to listen to Nevermind?
No,
Okay.
you were saying Nevermind. Like,
yeah,
I take it back.
yeah, it's funny.
I might go with Sugar, Copper Blue.
Sugar by Copper Blue?
No, Copper Blue by Sugar.
Copper Blue by Sugar, okay. What year?
1992.
92?
If you haven't heard, have you heard of Husker Du or Husker Du? So Husker Du was like, I think like a punk kind of band, something like that, in the 80s, fronted by Bob Mould, who's the singer of Husker Du. And they're like somewhat popular, I guess. I haven't really listened to much of the music. But Bob Mould, Husker Du ends, and he starts his own little thing called Sugar, which is kind of it's kind of indie rock, kind of power pop, alternative rock, whatever, band in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
He released like just a few albums with Sugar. Their first one is called Copper Blue. It's very good.
That's their first album?
It's their first album.
Okay.
They released a mini album called Beaster the following year, and a second album called File Under Easy Listening the year after that.
Okay.
And in 95, they released like a B-sides album. So there's not a lot of stuff out by the band, and they stopped.
Gotcha.
So they really have, like, I guess you could argue 4 albums, but really only 2.
Okay.
To tell you about Copper Blue and why I like it, recently, like when I got the Goldberg, my papa, who owns this record store, also gave me a CD copy of Copper Blue.
Okay.
Because I saw it and I asked him if I could have it, and he said yes, because that's kind of how our dynamic runs. And anyways, I listened to it a whole lot, and I just fucking dug it. There's some cool ass shit. A lot of the stuff that I look for in music nowadays. What?
We gotta recommend it. We'll talk about it next episode. That's the point. Is this like we'll all talk about it next episode?
Will we?
That's the point.
I'm not going to talk about this next episode.
Then what's the point of the recommendation?
Listen to it.
No, the point of the recommendation is we talk about it next episode.
I'm not going to do that.
You're not going to do it?
No. You can do that. You can, because I don't plan for things. I don't plan 2 weeks ahead. Like, I wasn't planning on talking about Lowertown today. It just happened.
I know. But we're going to cut this out. But I think why this is a good idea is because people who do follow along, it gives them something to look forward to. Right? It's like, oh, it doesn't have to be the whole time, but we can talk a little bit about Copper Blue. I was planning on listening to it and then we'll have a discussion on it. Because I was thinking, okay, I'll listen to Copper Blue. You know? And then what my thoughts were, what your thoughts were.
Alright, well, I'm not doing Copper Blue then. Because I don't have, like, 10 minutes worth of... I'm going to do Fiona Apple's album instead. So we're going to cut the past 5 minutes.
Dang! Alright, fuck Copper Blue.
We're going to cut...
We're talking... Is it the Fiona Apple with the long-ass name?
Oh, yeah. I won't say it again. But we're going to act like... What we'll probably do is you say never mind, and then right now.
I want to keep this in. It's kind of funny.
You do?
It's kind of funny.
I don't give a shit. We're going to do Fiona Apple instead. I already said the name of the album earlier.
The long-ass title.
That album is usually referred to as When the Pawn... ... When the Pawn.
When the Pawn. Okay.
I have a lot to say about that album.
Cool. I'll listen to it. I don't care if you watch the movie. I'm gonna try to listen to them. I'm gonna try to listen to the music you recommend because I want to get more savvy on music. But I don't care if you watch the movie.
Plus, movies are a lot longer than music. Music
Sometimes
you can put on in your car and just listen to the background.
You can't put a movie on in the car.
And it's like, yeah.
So yeah, Fiona Apple in the Pawn.
When the Pawn.
When the Pawn. What year?
1999.
99.
Yes.
Cool. Perfect. Fuck Copper Blue. And
Sorry, it's a great album, but like
I'll leave you with this.
I don't have a lot to say about it.
Who shit my pants?
I said that at work.
Guys.
Hey,
Who shit my pants?
This isn't fucking funny, John. Who shit my pants? Gotta stop doing it. Hey.
It happened again.
Who pissed my pants?
Who pissed my pants?
Hey!
Alright, we're done.
This has been the Bingo Bongo podcast. I'm Bingo.
I'm Bongo.
And we'll catch you in the next flippity doop.